Alright, this is a JavaScript application. Let me show you what it does. So this is a text box. You have to paste some text and you can select some of the voices which is available from Google Assistant. Let me select this Google Hindi, and if you click on text to speech.
I am Vishal. This application is created with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It can convert your text to speech. You get 50 Google Assistant
Now
voices.
you can pause by
Get
clicking
complete
on pause
tutorial
speech.
or
If you wish to resume, you can click on resume again.
source code on my YouTube channel. UI Monk. I am Vishal.
Alright, let's start create this application. Now to create we need three files, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let me name it as demo.html. You can name anything, but the thing is you have to give the proper naming or proper extension. In this case it's .html. The same way, let's create a style sheet, demo.css. Again, you can name anything, the extension .css is important. Same way, the script file, you can name anything, .extension is important. Cool. Now exclamatory tab with the in Visual Studio. It won't work on JavaScript, but it will work on HTML. Exclamatory tab. You just have to copy the HTML, and I'm going to paste it, and I'll explain you what is inside, and just change the name to our CSS and JavaScript. We'll be creating CSS from scratch. I'll be just pasting the HTML because it would take much time to write than to explain. Now if I show you our HTML without CSS, this is what it is going to look like. This is how it looks like without CSS. Now for the HTML, we have a main container called wrapper. Inside the wrapper we have three rows. The first rows contain text area, the second row contain select field, and the third row contain button. Now the wrapper contains form. It has an action which is not going to do anything. That's why to avoid page refresh I have used JavaScript :void. If you don't write this and if you click on button, it will get refreshed. The page would get refreshed because of default action of form. To stop that, I have used JavaScript :void. So you can also use in HTML, sorry, in JavaScript using prevent default, but to save time, I've just used there in HTML. Now the first row contains text area, as I said. The second row contains select field, sorry, select tag, and the third row contains a button, and that's it. We don't have much in HTML. Now let me just get the boilerplate CSS as well, which we used to do in every video. So I have called the Google font Google font called Poppins, and it has the variation of 300, 500. If you press Alt Z, it would give you line break in Visual Studio Code. 300, 500, 600, 700 of font weight. And for all the element I have used the selector star. For all the element I have used font family Poppins. So if you see, this is nothing but the CSS hierarchy which I have explained you in HTML. So just to save time again, I have just called it directly here. Now since our CSS is linked, we can make the background color as black and the color of all the text as white. Let's refresh it. You could see the difference. Instead of making the dark black, we can just give a shade of black. Cool. And if you give, we want to make the wrapper in the center. To make that, you can give display flex, align item center, and justify content center. To align vertically, you need to give width. Sorry, to align horizontally, you need to give width. And I'm going to give the width of the screen. And viewport is nothing. VW is nothing but viewport. I'm giving 100% of viewport width, and height as 100% of viewport height. Let's refresh it. Now I want the wrapper to be of white color, so you can give background color as white, and you can give width of 500 pixel, and height, let's just make this auto so it gets the flow of HTML, and we can give padding of 30 pixel on all sides. And now for the text area or the form, let's just give the width of the form as 100%. When I say 100%, it takes the width of the container. So the form's containers wrapper, so as we have explicitly give the width as 500 pixel, the form is also now of 500 pixel width. The same way we can give text area width of 100%, and for the select field also 100%. Now we can give the text area height of, let's say, 300 pixel or 250 would be valid. Now I'll leave it up to you, just give as you like. Cool. If you want to zoom in, you can press Ctrl+ to zoom in. Now for the row, let's just give a margin bottom of 10 pixel. So we have 3 rows. First row is the container of text area, second row is the container of select field, and the third row is the container of button. Now width of 100%, height we can give the button let's say 20 pixel. We can give the background color as black and color of the text as white. Instead of dark black, we'll stick to the background color. Cool. If you want, you can give border radius also to give a rounded corner. We can remove the outline of the button by making it none. The same way we can give the outline to the text area and for the wrapper. I think wrapper don't need this. So we can give border radius to the wrapper as 5 pixel to maintain the consistency around the button and the. Now for the text area, select field, we can give height as say 25 pixel and padding top bottom 0, left right 20 pixel. We can make it 10 pixel as well. If you want, you can increase the height, let's say 35. Cool. So we can give the same padding to our text area as well. So let's just make 5 pixel top and bottom. Cool. I hope the CSS and HTML parts are done. I think it's little small. The text area, we can make this 180 as such, or even smaller, 150. I've just zoomed in. Cool. Let's meet on JavaScript. And now let us make the
Hello world.
application speak.
Hello world.
If you click on this button,
Hello world.
you'll get what is inside the text field. Cool. For that, we need to call all the elements into our JavaScript. Make sure you have linked the JavaScript at the bottom of our HTML. In our case, it's there. Now I have called all the elements. Now I'm adding a click event on the button. Add event listener, which is click, and this function would pass. We can get the text value. We get the text area tag and get the value of the text area and pass it into a function called speakIt. So create a function, and we can get the text area value as a parameter here. Now use this parameter to create a object. We need to create an object called speech synthesis. utterance, and we need to pass the text which we need to which we want to speak, and we need to make a we can give any name. I'm just sticking to the uh, documentation. It's your utterance, and we want to attach this. We need to call it with the function of this object. So this object has a function called speech synthesis, and it has a function called speak, and we need to pass the utterance. We want to make the text speak. So in the demo, if you click,
I'm Vishal. This is an application created with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It can convert your text to speech. You can pause and play while it's speaking. You get Unkayo 50 plus Google Assistant voice. Get complete tutorial and source on my YouTube channel. UI Monk.
I hope that's done. And this is the inbuilt function of JavaScript. So you can see inbuilt function of speech synthesize utterance. We have many set of functions and variable here. So here if you see, these are the properties. We can modify language, the pitch, the rate, the text, the voice, and the volume, and the event attached to it is boundary, end, error, mark, pause, resume, start. So with this JavaScript we can make the voices variation, so which we will be doing it. Alright, let's just focus on making the words speak
Hello world.
into different voices. Let's say this one.
Hello world. Hello world. Hello world.
Hello world.
Cool, let's work on it. Now, to make this work, let me just remove the large text and just give hello world for now. Cool. Then on inputting, while sending, what we need to do is we need to pass the selected value. So get the select tag and pass the select tag value in as the parameter for the speakit function. So now here we get textarea value and select tag value, and now we can use voices equal to, we have stored these voices into a variable and we will be getting the index number of it. Make sure to have this at the top. The only problem is it's the utterance which has the voice function. Let's save this and check it in our JavaScript. Refresh it.
Hello world.
Hello world.
Cool. Now we are able to get that. Now let's work on pause and play function.